Macy's has all of your Grill Master essentials for Father's Day. Stop by to get our hand-trimmed chicken breast and certified Angus beef patties that are ready to grill, so Dad can have his favorite dinner. Make sure to browse our bakery to find the perfect no-work Father's Day treat with our decadent peanut butter bars or famous donuts. Right now, you can get boneless beef ribeye steaks for $12.99 per pound at Macy's. Shop these Father's Day essentials in-store or online at Macys.com through June 18th. Macy's, happy shopping!
Welcome to Dungeon Punks. I am not Stu Popp. I am Fil Cieplak, and today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be playing Eat the Reich, a little one-shot where y'all are going to be heading down to war-torn Paris and hunting down Hitler and killing him. And with us at the table, we have...
I'm Taylor Ramone.
I'm Stu Popp. I'm Kirk Hamilton.
And I'm Leigh Eldridge.
Fantastic. And your characters will be introduced momentarily. But first, a little briefing on what is happening. The year is 1943. Europe is at war. Illuminated by the dull red lights of the bomber's hangar, Commander Slate paces back and forth on the steel plates of the plane's floor. The last 6 months have led up to this point. This is our final move. Your mission is to kill Adolf Hitler in his Zeppelin atop the Eiffel Tower. 4 reinforced steel boxes hang from the roof. From behind bulletproof glass in the lids, eyes stare forth with fierce determination. Your eyes. It's hot as hell down there, folks. Once you arrive, you'll be swarmed with Nazi scum until this is done and dusted. She walks over to the large lever mounted towards the front of the bomber. Godspeed and good luck. She salutes the drop coffins and throws the lever. The hatches open and you plummet from the plane towards the lights of Paris at dusk. Each coffin slams towards the earth at terminal velocity. It pierces through the roof of a church on the outer skirts of Paris, and upon impact, the bodies within are mangled into paste. However, these bodies are instantly rejuvenated with the pressurized release of top-quality nun's blood, as each of your player characters bursts forth from their coffins and begins to tear apart at the defenses of Paris. This is your opportunity to introduce your characters, so why don't we go around the table and describe as your coffins pierce the ground in the center of this church. Any locals that may have been making some late night prayers flee from the church. Bits of the roof start crumbling down, the altar shifts and begins to topple over, and as the lids burst forth, your character's rejuvenated by the nun's blood. Why don't we go around and describe who's who?
Okay, I'm playing Astrid. Astrid is an ex-fighter pilot bitten by something after a crash in the frozen taiga. The parasite soul of a wild predator is nestled around my heart. Now ancient magic flows in my blood and wild spirits bow to me. But in case that fails, I also have a machine gun.
I am playing Nicole, a resistance guerrilla fighter and demolitions expert, packing more heat than a whole platoon. Lost my cell to Nazi purges, little bitter about it. I was bitten by my now dead vampire girlfriend, and I'm desperate to meet a glorious end in battle.
Okay.
And I am Flint, born in a cave, driven out by Nazis. Half bat, half human, all nightmare. Monstrous hunter with a taste for blood. May or may not be able to talk, possibly just shy. But we will say May for this.
And I'm playing Chuck. I grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, buried a sibling or two, love cowboy movies, honest work, human lives, and the wide open plains. I'm a genuinely nice guy, apart from the eating people bit. Fang pulled me out of jail after I ate a county sheriff and half his deputy. Now I'm fighting for freedom rather than just to survive.
Amazing. So I'm going to maybe start with Astrid for now, since you were the first one to describe your character. So as you burst forth from your coffin, rejuvenated by the nun's blood, you immediately see the kind of starting to crumble church from your impact into this location. And the doors have been kind of opened by a few of the fleeing occupants, and you can already hear the approach. I don't know if there would be necessarily sirens, but let's just say you can hear the approach of vehicles starting to swarm around the church, and you can just hear the up, 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 up from outside, and the distant loading of guns as you can quickly determine that there are Nazis quickly approaching on your location. Surveying the location, you notice that there's also the altar where at the head of the church there's this giant cross that has begun to collapse and fall down. And just as a mention, this cross potentially can be used as a weapon if you'd like.
It doesn't burn when we touch it?
It does not. In fact, a lot of these like holy and what would we call them? These like
relics?
Not relics. The like, you know, the anathemas to vampires, actually just propaganda.
Oh, okay.
What about daylight?
Except for daylight.
Okay, just make sure. Just want to make sure.
So I can drink some holy water if I want to.
So yeah, there are some tools that are useful against vampires, like fire, for example. But fire will kill anyone.
But yeah,
Exactly.
that's a pretty universal weapon.
So for now, I'm going to say the objective for this location in the church is you want to gear up and get out as you start to hear the approach of a few squads of infantry from outside. You have your equipment that you have on your character sheet. It was packed in your coffin, somehow is not, broken into pieces upon impact. So you have what you get. Is there anything you would like to do immediately? Let's just say you can quickly hear the approach of the Nazis on your location. Is there anything you would like to do in terms of trying to ascertain your surroundings, find a way out, or do you want to just start gearing up and getting ready to fight some Nazis? Why don't we take this moment actually to like make a cool introduction of your characters. So as you start to awaken from the coffins and you see your surroundings, the crumbling church, the Nazis closing in on your location, you want to get out of here, but how you get out of here is your choice. Why don't we take this opportunity to go one by one and describe like a cool entrance?
Astrid pops out of her coffin and she has like the tail end of a cigar just hanging from her mouth, which she like flicks like nonchalantly. And she has a machine gun with her and a great spear.
Oh, a great spear. Hell
Yeah. So she's got the machine gun wrapped around her and she's got the spear as well. And she just looks around and is like, smells like Nazis. Maybe that's too close to the other character. Smells like Nazis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where Nicole's coffin smashed, it actually just looks like a pile of nun's blood, and then like shadows start bubbling up out of it.
Very cool.
And I'm doing this because I could not figure out how all this equipment would survive a thing that smashes my body.
Yeah.
So like the shadows kind of creep up and like form into a person, and then more shadows form up onto that person to a submachine gun, an Enfield rifle, smoke grenades, dynamite, fire bombs, and a big fucking bazooka.
Hell yeah.
And lastly, into a good French cigarette, which Nicole lights and says, "Je me fais chier ici," which is, "I'm bored shitless. Let's go kill some Nazis."
Okay.
I think the door to Flint's coffin just bursts open, and in a flutter of like shadows and leathery wings, he just like flies out to perch maybe like above the doorway and just hide in the shadows.
Very cool.
And he's got not much on him, just a steel gouging claws and a grappling hook, and just like tattered clothes and rags.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. So Flint is perched kind of over the doorway.
Yeah, the doorway that the noise is coming from.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
So the coffin that Chuck was in kind of like bangs open and it looks like a pile of bones and rags that just start to put themselves back together. And reaches down, grabs his cowboy hat, puts it on his head, make sure the revolvers are in their holsters, swings the tails of his duster. Yep, exactly. Walks over to one of the pews, kicks it over with a cowboy boot.
Okay.
And get some cover.
Sweet. So we're going to say as soon as that
One
happens.
thing before, I would like to get like beside the main door entrance. I want to try and like be behind the Nazis when they're in it.
Okay.
Do some flanking.
Cool. So yeah, as soon as like you position yourselves into cover, one of the pews is knocked over and you also kind of hunker down. And with that, the doors kind of burst open as a squad of Nazi soldiers burst forward with rifles in hand. And I'm going to just say like indiscriminately just start shooting, spraying towards the pews. Well, how do you approach the situation? A few of you are in perfect position to take advantage of the situation.
I'm absolutely going to open fire immediately.
Yeah.
So like shouting bastards.
So there is no like initiative, but everybody kind of only takes like a turn basically to describe.
Yeah, I'm behind them, so I'm just spray as much.
So yeah, why don't we start with a shoot roll?
Okay, I'm going to use my M3 submachine gun here.
Okay.
Which also gives me an extra dice for flanking.
Perfect.
Nice.
So that's 6.
So remember that you get 1 dice by default just by using it, and then you get the extra 1.
And my shoot is 4.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I got some sixes. Nice.
Yeah. All right. I got 2.
1 and the 3 are gone.
I got 2 hits. So as you start blasting, just, I'm going to say immediately you just start mowing down a few of the Nazis, but it's a whole squad. It's actually 2 squads of them. So a few of the survivors wheel around towards your direction and start shooting at you.
So 6s count as 2 successes.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
So you could use 1 6 to counteract both of these hits if you want to, theoretically.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So they just start spraying at you, and you either using covering fire or what have you. You can describe as you wish. You can mitigate this damage, basically.
I kind of just want to shoot the ones that start turning around.
Yeah,
so
okay.
They just get mowed down.
So the motto of the day is shoot first.
Yeah, so it's 5 successes straight to damage, I think.
Yes. So you
I feel like she's laughing in French. I feel.
So as described, you basically just start mowing down through almost an entire squad of these Nazis as they burst forward through the door. There's still, a fresh squad filing in right behind them. Flint, you seem to be in a pretty good position as well.
Oh, yeah. Avoiding the crossfire of Nicole. Flint's just going to screech with and dive in and just start slashing away.
Okay, so that sounds like brawl, probably.
Sure is. And then I'm going to use my steel gouging claws because I'm ambushing. So that gives me 2 more.
Perfect, yep. Okay, I got also 2 hits.
That's a 2. That's a 3. I got a 4, a 5, and a 6.
So yeah, I got 2 hits. They basically, so as mentioned, the fiction is dependent on how you approach this. So they theoretically might see you coming and start shooting, but if you counteract these 2 hits, you could do a full ambush and they don't even see you, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm going to use my 2 hits to counteract that. So just land on top of them, basically.
Full ambush.
And then I'm going to use my 6 as a special to gain 3 blood with my Ravenous. When you're in melee combat, special gain 3 blood.
That's, super perfect idea of so you're technically not doing any damage, but you just drop down from the door above and just sink your
jump into one of them,
one of them and just start draining blood. So you have 3 blood. Perfect. We cut to the pews where Astrid and Chuck are hanging back. As mentioned, there's also this large cross that has toppled over now as the Nazis just kind of spray gunfire down towards the other end of the church. What are the 2 of you doing?
Oh, shit. So what I want to do, I think we should team up. And what I think we could do is I'll cover you and you grab that cross and just fling it at them.
Sounds good to me. I'm gonna, I guess, go for the cross and do a fling.
Okay. Do you want to roll first, Leigh? And that potentially might open an opportunity for Astrid? Okay, so Astrid starts moving towards the cross, and you pop over the pews and just start shooting.
Yeah.
All right.
Start blasting.
So that's going to be a shoot roll.
Okay.
And
I'm going to use my revolver. I'll use my revolvers. My revolvers are named Betsy and Maria.
Nice. So you're using them just for the default, because I don't think this would constitute as a duel. Oh, okay, but I only got 1 hit.
Okay, I got a 6 and a 4 and 2 3s, so I discard the 3s.
You discard the 3s.
So I'm going to knock out that hit with that 4.
So you got 6 left.
And then I am going to...
So a couple options. If you use your 6 for damage, you could potentially knock out this squad, finish them off, which would make things slightly easier because now they're reduced. Or, you can use a special...
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use my special abilities yet. I don't think they make sense in this scenario at the moment, but I am going to use that 6 to do 2 damage.
All right,
to the
so
infantry. So I pop up from behind the pew and just start blasting and kind of dive for one of the other pews as I shoot. So I'm laying down covering fire so that Astrid can go grab that.
All right. With that being the case, you manage to clean out the first squad that has entered into the church, and the second squad is moving into position. But that opens up an opportunity for Astrid to move towards the cross. So you basically, in your loot, you can write that you have a heavy cross.
Huge cross.
Or huge cross, sorry.
It's very different, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
important difference.
It's huge and heavy.
Huge.
And it has 2 uses. And if you ever swing for the fences, you get +2 dice.
Okay.
You could like hammer throw it at them, maybe.
Oh, I like that idea. If there's enough space in this church, but why not? Let's give it a shot.
Okay. I'll let you choose your skill. What do you think makes the most
Well,
sense?
I'm using huge cross, and maybe it would be, it's either brawl or I would say terrify.
Yeah, Terrify could be pretty cool.
Yeah, throw in like, oh wow, that's a extremely beefy vampire who's throwing a huge cross at me.
Yeah, let's go for it. So just do a big roll.
Bowling for Nazis.
So
Yeah, I'm bowling for Nazis.
So you roll 4 because of your Terrify, and then an additional 1 because you're using the cross, and then I'll allow the swing for the fences as well, so you get an additional 2. And because you knocked out that squad, I'm actually rolling less dice now. And I only got 1 hit.
fewer dice now.
Or fewer dice?
Yeah, that's true, actually.
So
That's a lot of hits.
That 5 is yours, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so I got a 6, 2 5s, and 2 4s.
I only have 1 hit, so you could easily spend 1 of your dice to counteract.
So there we go. So use a 4.
And then the rest you can divide as you wish between damage, drinking blood, or you can use your 6 for a potential special if it makes sense.
I don't think this special makes sense right now, so I'll do 2 damage.
Okay.
With this one. I will drink, 1 dice per is 1 blood?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll use my remaining 2 dice for blood.
Okay.
And then the last die I'll use to hit again.
Another damage. Okay. So you hurl this cross, just hammer throwed, towards the new squad of Nazis filing into this church, and basically just knock them over like bowling pins.
Yeah.
As you
Like Chuck said, bowling for Nazis.
and you devastate the squad, basically, or decimate rather. And
Both.
Yeah.
gotta be both?
there's only a few of them still standing. But at this point, as I mentioned, the Nazis are functionally unlimited in their supply. And at the end of each round, I will roll for reinforcements.
Ooh.
And 5. So basically, a new squad comes in. Okay, so behind the injured squad, you can hear more Nazis starting to reinforce and begin kind of surrounding the church. And then we're back to the top of the round. So you're at a point where you've started, accumulating a little bit of blood. You've started to cut down some of the Nazis. We can start maybe thinking about
Gearing up and
getting out. So how do you want to approach the situation now?
So gear up is just like the stuff that we have on us. And
Yeah, it seems like you've got the cross with you. You got your gear that you've got, so you can now, because you could stand here forever and just fight off the Nazis, but you've got more important things to do.
Yeah.
So we can think about a way that you can get out of the church, and that your next location that you want to get to is the catacombs, because by getting into the catacombs, you can slink your way deeper into the city. But for now, you are in the church. How do you want to get out of here?
Nicole's just going to look out the front door and see just like many trucks of Nazis pulling up and be like, we cannot go this way.
Why don't we shut the doors and find another way out?
I got this big cross. Maybe we can use that to keep the doors closed.
That's a cool idea.
Good thinking.
You know what? Why don't you go ahead and make a roll for that just to start things off? I'll maybe say brawl.
Sure.
And then so you've already used your cross, but we'll say that this will be your final use of the cross to kind of bar the doors. And whatever you roll here will count as your towards the objective. Oh, and I roll. Oh,
Whoa!
wow.
2 6s, 2 5s.
And Phil rolled
And I rolled 4 1s.
Mutant snake eyes.
Hydra snake eyes.
There's a snake in my boot.
Hey, there's another snake in my bag.
So in this case, like theoretically, had I rolled hits, I could use that against you. So like you're trying to achieve the objective, but you can still get injured as a result. But because I rolled nothing, you can just put all of these towards the objective.
All of these towards the objective, please.
So that would be 6.
Yeah, 2 6s and 2 5s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so you make great progress towards the objective. You bar the door, and that gives you a little bit of time to try to find another way out of here.
I'm going to sling my submachine gun over my shoulder and pull out my close range rifle and say, I'll distract them, finds a way to the catacombs.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot some Nazis.
All right. So maybe like shooting through the windows, perhaps, because the door is barred.
Well, the ones that are in.
Oh, the ones that are in. Yeah. Okay.
The ones that are cowering in the corner because of...
Yeah, we'll say that the few remaining Nazis that are still within the church.
They're slightly concussed from being hit with a giant cross.
Yeah. All right.
Hello, Monsieur Nazis.
Ooh, I rolled pretty decent. There.
I got 3 successes.
So I also got 3. So this is an instance where you could count this as just a wash, or you might, maybe take a hit to try to make a little bit of progress towards the objective. Your call.
I will take a little injury because I'm playing the character with the death wish. So
Okay.
And it's a one-shot.
Yeah.
So how many do you want to potentially cancel?
I can wipe out one squad if I only cancel one.
Yeah.
But I take 2 injuries. Fuck it. Bloodthirsty.
All right. Okay, so you're going to take 2 injuries, and you're going to wipe out the squad as a result. Or, just flavor-wise, you could just go and complete the objective. So you could flavor this in a way as like, you're not actually killing the Nazis, but you're providing covering fire. Or do you just want to...
No, I think Nicole wants to kill the Nazis.
So you defeat the squad, but you are going to take an injury to your 1.
I'm a little dazed. Get like a graze to the side of the head.
And then I rolled a 6.
And I get shot in the hand.
Okay. So a little dazed, a
Bad
little
one for you.
concussed, and you get clipped in your hand by some return fire. But you manage to clear out the Nazis within the room, so that opens up an opportunity for somebody else to find a way out of here.
When I get shot in the hand, I definitely shout, Fil Cieplak, son of a bitch.
I don't know if this will work. I have an ability, Sense Heartbeat. I can spend 1 blood to see the heartbeat of living beings through walls and other obstacles.
Ooh.
I want to use that to try to look for the rats that are in the catacombs.
Oh, yeah, you said living beings.
Yeah.
Fantastic, yeah. Is that a special? Or
It's an ability. I spend 1 blood to do it, and it says you can sense the heartbeat of blah, blah, blah. And then it says plus for dense cover, which I think a catacomb would probably be dense cover.
Okay, so how I'll rule this is you can spend the blood, and it basically gives you that sense, and then you can now make a roll to like, I don't know, what would be a good skill to use? Maybe like
Probably
search?
Yeah. I don't like that because it's low. And then so do I pull another dice for my ability, for using the ability, or just do the...
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It doesn't specify specifically, but yeah, because you're using like
The ability. I'm assuming it works as the same rules as like the equipment.
Yeah.
And then it's plus for dense cover. Would a catacomb count as dense cover?
Yeah.
Stone walls count as dense cover?
100%. I mean,
So-
the catacombs go underground.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. So I'm rolling 4 dice for that. That's 2 4s and a 5.
I am going to roll. Ooh, I got 2s.
Ooh. So I would just
So if you cancel them,
cancel those 2 out and then 1 success.
yeah, you could do that. You're close. So you get the sense of where they are, and the catacombs like behind the church, you kind of point out the direction, and you can maybe kind of head backwards, and if you can just get out of the church safely, you can then sneak into the catacombs and get out of this location. So you were almost done with the objective, Chuck.
I don't have any bombs or anything in my equipment, but I do have a tool belt.
Okay.
And here's what I want to do. I want to rig the door. Maybe I can borrow one of Nicole's grenades or something. I want to rig the door to explode when they try and get back in here.
Okay. Is that in any way tying to your objective, or are you just trying to like thwart the Nazis from advancing?
I mean, it's going to stop them from following us, so that could help us get out.
Yeah. I guess like, just because, as I mentioned, I just want to ascertain whether you're going after the Nazis or you're actually trying to like complete the objective, like mechanically speaking.
Yeah, I don't know where the door is. I don't know how to find catacombs.
Okay.
We don't have no catacombs in Wyoming.
All right. So what do you think?
Nicole is already holding up her fire bombs and saying, I think Nazi's burn.
All right, go for it. Roll, you said fix?
Yeah, I'm going to use fix.
Okay.
And my tool belt.
Okay. So you rig something to explode.
Yes.
Can I spend
+1 to jerry rig.
one of my equipment to help with this?
I don't know, but why not? Yeah. I mean, if you use the use.
I'll give you one of my fire bombs,
Okay.
which gives you 2 dice to fire trap.
Okay.
So I get 1 for tool belt and 1 for, this counts as jerry rigging, right?
Yeah. I think the ruling is you can only use one piece of equipment at a time.
Oh, okay.
So like if Stu's equipment is more beneficial than what you're using, then use that.
Okay.
And then don't use your tool belt.
Okay. So I'd get +3. Okay.
Yeah. So it is slightly better.
Okay.
Otherwise, we could all just like stack equipment
Yeah.
and you can roll 12 dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would be silly. So that means I get 4 plus 3.
All right. I got duds.
So I got 2 hits, but I have an ability after you roll your dice pool before you discard dice, gain 1 blood if you rolled any ones.
Okay. So you gain 1 blood.
Yeah.
All right. And then I got duds. So what do you want to assign to?
Yeah, I'm going to assign 1 to the gear up and get out and 2 to the infantry squad.
So yeah. Okay. So we'll say that you rig 2 hits towards the bomb, basically, and you hear the pounding of the door against the cross as just
Everybody take cover.
Dozens of them start slamming against, and eventually they break through. The cross kind of cracks in half, and they burst through the door. And with that, the fire bomb that you had rigged just explodes.
And then we make our way out the back.
And then that gives you just enough time as they kind of scream, being set alight by this
There's
rigged
smoke,
explosive.
Debris.
You have enough time to kind of like jump out the back windows and kind of slink into the graveyards and then eventually find your way into the catacombs where Flint has kind of been able to locate where they are. And that basically leads you.
I do want to take just a few seconds more to watch the Nazis burn.
Just stand outside the church smoking a cigarette.
Light it on the embers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, light the next cigarette on the Nazi fire.
Smells like barbecue.
Yeah.
Hey everyone. We've all struggled with one-size-fits-all weight loss plans that just don't work. It's like wearing shoes that don't fit. That's why I want to introduce you to Noom. Unlike those cookie-cutter diets, Noom creates personalized plans tailored to your unique needs. With Noom, it's not just about losing weight. It's about understanding your body and mind. They consider your dietary restrictions, medical issues, and lifestyle, meeting you where you are on your health journey. Noom feels so personalized. It doesn't restrict what you eat. You can enjoy treats without shame. Instead, Noom helps you to make smarter choices and build healthier habits. The daily lessons and coaching helps keep you motivated, focusing on progress, not perfection. Noom's approach is a game changer, rooted in psychology and biology. Over 5.2 million people have found success with Noom, and active users lose an average of 15 pounds in 15 weeks. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com. Based on 3.5 study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information.
Strawberry moon, into deep and way too soon. I was lost, but now I'm not alone. Cut to June, you came back into the room. What's the cost of everything that's gone? Where's the truth? Reconciling with the youth. You were lost, and now you're coming home. Cut to June. You came back into the room. What's the cost of everything that's gone? Forever.
All right, so you find your way into the catacombs. Your current objective here is get through the subterranean labyrinth. You know that these catacombs will lead you into the heart of, or at least closer to the heart of the city, and you can either pop out towards the fairgrounds or the concert hall. And those are kind of your two potential directions that you know about. And based on your intel prior to the coffin fall, you know that there are two kind of these powerful entities in service of the Führer called the Übermensch. I think I'm saying that right.
Oh, you want to go Übermensch.
Uber.
Übermensch.
And each of these locations will also lead you to a different place. So this is a point where it kind of forks off. So from the catacombs, you can either decide towards to go to the concert hall, which will then lead you to a garage, or you can go towards the fairgrounds, which will then lead you to the metro station. And from there, you can head to the Eiffel Tower. But for now, you have to navigate your way through the catacombs. And as you start, I'll say maybe Flint, you took the lead because you knew where they were. As you start navigating through the tunnels, you can hear maybe still like, or even see maybe as a result of like the remnants of your like heart.
My detective vision.
Your detective vision, your Witcher sense. You can determine you're not alone here. And there are probably a few spare Nazi squads on patrol down in the catacombs.
I hate sewer Nazis.
Yeah, I just turn around and go, quiet guys, there's Nazis.
And you...
Damn, you're as jumpy as a jackrabbit.
So there, you can determine as you are navigating through the tunnels that there's an armored squad with armed with rifles and grenades down here. So I'll pass the initiative, basically, the spotlight to y'all as you are now in the catacombs and have to find your way through them and get to the other side.
So on this sightseeing tour of Paris, do we want to go to a concert or do we want to go to the fair?
I haven't been to the fair since I was a kid.
I could go to
You
the
were a
fair.
kid?
Little baby bat.
Bat boy.
Yeah, I could go on a few rides.
Okay.
And by rides, I mean killing Nazis.
So just out of character, if we go to the fair, then we go to the metro station.
Mm-hmm.
And
But if we go to the concert hall, we go to the garage.
I want to go to the station de metro.
The metro.
I do support public transportation.
But if we go to the garage, maybe we
You
can
can
get
steal a
truck
tank.
or a tank.
Some kind of vehicle. Basically, yeah, you have to get some kind of way to get further into the heart of the city to get to the
But if we go on the metro station, we have a kind of a subway fight scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could also rig the subway to blow.
Yeah, I've got a couple fragmentation grenades that would probably help us along in a enclosed space if we are fighting Nazis on the metro.
You think they got cotton candy at this fair?
Yes.
They call it Daddy's
What?
Barbe de Papa.
yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah, it's actually.
Yeah, I
what
heard
it
in
is.
French they call it Daddy's beard instead of candy floss.
I mean, it doesn't look
Nicole?
like floss. It looks like a beard.
Barbe de Papa.
Yeah,
I mean,
fair.
you could call it cotton candy. It looks like cotton.
I guess if you want to be literal and boring, Americans.
Frenchies. You know, we used to be friends, our two countries.
I shudder to think at the thought. I mean, I guess we're allies as well now.
The best thing the French ever gave us was French kissing.
They also helped out in our revolution.
Also, wine, some cheeses, croissants, most breads.
The Marquis de Lafayette.
Mm-hmm.
And then with that, you hear from like the tunnels behind you, you hear like, this way, I think they're this way.
I hear them.
But in German.
But in German,
yeah. In like subtitles.
Yeah.
And then you hear like heavy footsteps moving
like-
down the tunnels towards you.
Auf diesem Weg. Ich denke, sie sind hier. Like,
There you go.
there you go.
What the fuck?
Thought I smelled a few cockroaches down here.
So yeah, how do you want to approach this?
How big are these catacombs? Is this like movie sewers where it's just
Labyrinth.
like giant? Okay.
Paris is home to many tunnels, forgotten mausoleums, and the like natural places for vampires to hang out. This location represents a major entrance to the underground network. So this is like the old, like arched
Skull walls.
skull
Skull
walls.
walls.
Like yeah,
It's metal as hell.
Wingspan wise,
Yeah.
how big are they?
yeah.
Okay.
I'll say it's at least like
It's got to be movie rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
it's
basing
not
it on.
too
So-
tall, but
Yeah.
yeah, you can easily stretch out.
So yeah, because Flint wants to go between the group and the oncoming Nazis and just wingspan out, like make himself as big and terrifying as possible, and just once again let out like an a screech that I'll add in post. There we go.
There you go.
And just try to like scare the absolute shit out of them.
Yeah, go ahead and roll Terrify. As you kind of stand there in preparation for are you waiting for the Nazis to come like within sight of you before you let loose the screech, or are you doing this like in anticipation of them arriving?
I want them to be like just close enough so they can obviously hear me, but just like see the silhouette of a giant bat figure.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, or roll Terrify.
I think that's just a straight 3 because I don't think I can add any abilities or equipment to that. So
okay. I'm going to roll one less dice because the infantry is already scared out of their wits down in these catacombs.
Oh, jeez. We
geez.
both rolled a 5 and a 6, and I got a 1.
Okay, so little rule thing. Both the objective and the enemies have what's called a challenge rating. And think of it almost as like armor. So in order to get 1 or more successes, you first have to deal like...
Gotcha. So I have to do 1 extra damage.
You have to do 1 extra to do
They have an extra health bar.
Exactly.
Do you have to do that every time? Or
Every
is it just...
time.
Oh, okay.
So it's like in order to do 1 damage, you basically have to do 2.
Right.
They basically
Okay.
have a soak.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have 1 soak.
Yeah. I'm going to spend 1 of mine to defend, I guess,
Okay.
and 2 to get through the subterranean labyrinth.
So you're going to take a hit?
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to take it.
So it's going to soak 1.
Yeah, and then I'll add 1 to it.
And add 1 to it.
And then,
So you managed to ward them off momentarily, buying you some time to kind of continue navigating through the tunnel. But you are going to take an injury.
I'm hamstrung.
Hamstrung. How do you maybe describe how you take this injury? Because they maybe don't like start firing at you right now.
Yeah. I just, when you like get up and stretch too much and it just like tweaks something, I do that.
Oh, that's
Okay.
that's what I'm dealing with today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
you,
slept funny and I can't move my
Step
neck.
on a rat and turn your ankle.
Yeah.
Oh, so many rats.
Yeah, all these rats just start like scurrying out from underneath all the skulls or whatever after you just let out this terrifying screech and you're just like, oh.
In the moment that they're like paused, terrified by Flint, you just see just popping over his shoulder, just a small hand throwing a smoke grenade.
Oh, smoke grenade. Okay.
Oh, damn. I was going to use a frag grenade.
You
Well,
can.
smoke
Why not
grenade will
both?
cover. Get a bonus to cover advance. So
Okay. Fantastic.
that's what I want to do it. And this is also like extra scaring, combining into one Batman of like scary silhouette, smoke bomb.
Our powers combined. We are Batman.
We're Batman.
Batman.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
Are those skulls 1s or 6s?
Skulls are bad.
Oh.
I rolled 1 hit.
I rolled 4 hits. One of them is a 6. Yeah, so I will cancel out the hit with 1, get past that challenge rating, and then I will just get 2 successes.
Fantastic. All right, so you set off the smoke grenade, buying you some additional time to continue down the corridor. So I think at this point, you're now kind of like on an active retreat.
Yeah.
Like they're in pursuit of you, trying to push through the fear, push through the smoke, and, they like lose you at a moment, but then they kind of find your
It's tactics.
trail
They're
again.
very scared and peeing their pants because they're cowardly little Nazis.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's tactical retreat.
And yeah, so there's this like kind of goose chase through the catacombs. But Chuck, Astrid, what do you do?
Run for it.
Yeah, I mean, you could at this point, you're making good progress with the objective. You could theoretically just continue to evade the Nazis and just try to get out of the catacombs as fast as you can. Go and roll, I don't know, maybe search or potentially sneak?
Yeah, I could do sneak. I only get 2, and I don't think... Oh, actually, I'm going to spend 1 blood to spider scurry.
Ooh.
I can skitter across the ceiling and up walls, and I get +1 for low ceilings.
Okay. How does that help you?
I'm above the Nazis.
Okay.
I'm in the shadows at the top of the sewer catacomb.
Not trudging through water, make good time.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe there's a lot of debris on the floor.
All right, there you go. Sweet. You managed to kind of navigate through the tunnels faster as a result of being able to kind of circumvent the debris, the remnants of... You go over the rats.
Yeah. Can't go under him. Got to go around him.
Whoa.
I did not. I got 1 hit.
Oh.
But I get 1 blood because I rolled a 1.
Okay.
My blood back.
So...
Eat a corpse.
Unfortunately, you got 2 hits coming in. So, yeah, depending on how this plays out, they might actually catch up to you and start.
Well, I think I'm going to have to
Firing away.
negate one of them.
Okay.
So I'm going to take 1 hit.
All right. So,
The water's not muffling your spurs anymore.
yeah.
Ting, 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 ting.
So you begin to navigate through the catacombs,
Why did I think spurs were a good idea?
but unfortunately they catch up to you and they start firing away with the rifle. So now they're on you. You're going to take 1 injury. 4.
I'm limping.
Oh no, so they shoot you in the spurs.
Oh no, is there a snake in my boot?
My Achilles heel. my heel, which is my Achilles heel.
All right, Astrid.
Astrid sees this going down and turns around and is going to roll a fragmentation grenade at these Nazis and like with maybe cause a little debris to fall on them as well.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to, an incident in closed space, so I got +2 and a frag grenade, and that would be probably attack. What is it?
Probably shoot.
Shoot.
Yeah, so you get 3 additional dice because of the grenade.
Yeah.
And then the 2.
Just instinctively, Nicole is going to plug her ears.
Ooh, and I only got 1 hit.
Oh, I think this one over here. I think that was the dice.
Yep.
Yeah. Not to be an asshole or anything.
Nope.
So I got 2 6s and 2 4s. So I will use one of these 6s. I'll use one of the 4s to block the Nazis.
Sweet.
I'll use one of these 6s to hit the Nazis.
Mhm.
And I'll use the other 6 to hit the Nazis as
Okay.
well because we have to get past the soak. And for this one, I will take a blood.
All right. Yeah, they are now firing the rifles at you, but you managed to kind of use the explosion to completely ward yourself from any of their attacks. They're disoriented and blown to bits by the frag grenade, and then that's when you close in, you sink your teeth into some of the remaining squad members, and you drain them of blood, but they're still, a few strong, and at this point, we are back to the top of the round. There's no reinforcements. It's just this one squad.
Okay. And we have to get rid of the squad and do the goal, right?
You have to complete the goal in order to move on to the next objective. You don't actually have to defeat the squad.
Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have any ideas that are more... Oh, you know what?
However, as mentioned, because whenever you're rolling to complete the squad, the objective, I'm always rolling dice against you. But theoretically, if you plan this out where the next 2 actions were to try to eliminate, the next person would be rolling against 0.
Fewer dice. Yeah. Okay, so I am going to... Flint is going to take advantage of the smoke grenade and the frag grenade and Astrid going in and biting all stuff and also just dive in and slash and bite and attack. Would I be able to count this as an ambush? Or
yeah, I would say because of all the distraction of the
bomb and another bomb and more bombs.
Yeah. So I am going to use my steel gouging claws with an ambush, and I'm assuming this is a brawl, so I get 6 dice for that.
Sweet. I got 1 hit.
I got 3 4s and a 5.
Okay.
So I'll use 1 to negate that hit.
Sweet.
And then that leaves 3 hits left, so I'll just do 2 hits because 1 soaks. Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so you you just slash your way through the remaining or a few of the remaining squad members, just eviscerating them. And that leaves only, I guess, maybe 1 or 2 of them left.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go next?
I do want to get us out of here, and I still have more smoke grenades, so I'm going to throw more down and just try and...
Provide more cover?
This is about sneaking us out of here at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I am rolling 3 sneak, 2 from because I'm covering our advance, and smoke grenade. And then, I forgot to do this last time, but I have the ability Sapper when using explosive, which I think a smoke grenade counts as an explosive. Oh, I need a special. If I get a special,
if you get
I can reduce
6.
an objective or threat's challenge by 1.
Okay, cool.
Oh no.
Ooh,
Total failure.
no.
Total failure. Okay.
Smoke grenade was a dud.
It just fizzles.
So you're going to potentially take... Well, I guess you're taking 2 hits.
Yeah, I throw it and it plops into the water and there's a second and just a little bubble and puff of smoke comes out and it's mailed.
And then, you just get return fired. You're going to take 2 hits. Ooh, this might not be good. 4 and 1.
Okay, so I did get just a graze from 4, so the first one sort of just grazes.
Uh-huh.
And then I get shot in the head. Jesus. A headshot. I can no longer trigger specials.
Okay.
Oh.
So as a reminder, you can use blood to heal. If you have 3 blood, you can use
Yeah, I have
that
no
to heal.
blood right now.
Yeah, so you might need to get some blood real quick to heal that.
Yeah, I turn back to the rest of the group. I'm like fully have a hole through my eye, and I'm like, "Is it bad?"
Barely noticeable.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, you are
feels bad.
Just a flesh wound.
You can see right through that thing.
All right.
I mean, it totally, you look great.
Chuck and Astrid, you're close to getting out of here, but also the squad is almost defeated.
Mm-hmm.
So
I actually want to sniff the air.
okay.
Bestially sniff the air, Wolveriningly, and see if I can sniff the Jardin de Fée and see if we can smell some fresh air and get out of here.
Okay. Search.
So search for 3.
Do you have any kind of fun specials or abilities that are amplified by your sense of smell?
I mean, I have track targets or search for things using sense of smell.
Yeah. There you go. Bloodhound or blood hunt.
Blood hunt. So I'll spend 1 blood and I'll use this. So I'll get another die.
Yep.
Oh. Ooh.
Also, I get to roll. Sorry. Okay, I got 2.
Okay, so I got 2 6s and 2 5s.
Yep.
Man, I am rolling okay today.
Yeah, pretty good rolls.
So I'll use these 2 6s to help get us. Because I have to use. Do I have to use
So you could use those 2 5s to cancel this, or you
Yeah.
could use 1 6.
I'll use the 2 5s and then I'll use the 2 6s to get us closer out of the labyrinth.
That would get us out of here.
That would do it.
Get us out of here, yeah.
That's exactly enough.
Yes.
All right. With your predatory senses, that sounded weird in my brain for some. I don't know why.
Sounded normal out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are able to find the way out of here. You kind of smell fresh air. You smell the enticing scent of cotton candy.
Daddy's beard.
Daddy's beard.
I smell Daddy's beard.
This way to Daddy's beard. And you manage to lead the 4 of you out of the catacombs and into kind of closer to the heart of the city. And you kind of find your way towards the fairgrounds, losing the injured Nazi
I feel like
squad.
all of those bombs had to bring down part of the catacombs, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And
got
with
stuck behind
that,
it.
we are moving on to. It's already there. So this is a lost opportunity.
Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir. Phil has nice and fancy cards for every location.
Yes,
So
he's very prepared for
So
today.
now you have moved into Sector 2. You are closer to the Eiffel Tower. So you find yourselves in the fairgrounds. And I'm actually going to describe this a little bit more than usual. Because as you start to approach this amusement park, it's basically Nazi built specifically. Popular with young soldiers looking to take girls on a cheap date.
Ew.
The crowning glory of this park is Europe's 3rd largest Ferris wheel.
They couldn't even build the biggest one.
But
Cheap
there's
fucking
all
Nazis.
sorts of, other carnival games and carousels and what have you. But as you begin to make your approach towards the fairgrounds, kind of reminder that you're cutting through the fairgrounds to eventually find the metro station, which will then take you into the next sector. But as you approach, you notice carrion birds spiral above the fairground. And there's a tank near the perimeter of the fairground that has crashed into maybe some fencing, and it's just beginning to rust very irreparably so. And as you begin to make your approach towards the heart of the fairgrounds, it's abandoned, and there's this eerie sense. And then just you see a fighter plane kind of above, you hear the, and then just out of nowhere, it just begins to dive bomb and then just crashes into the heart of the fairgrounds, exploding in this fiery blaze. And you notice on the Ferris wheel, a single individual rides the Ferris wheel.
What a fucking weirdo.
Who's running that thing?
And as you kind of continue to pass through the fairground, the Ferris wheel literally detaches itself. In a moment, it just breaks off. You hear kind of the scraping of metal as it begins to fall off. And
Oh no, not Europe's 3rd largest Ferris wheel.
and it begins to it kind of breaks off, slams into the ground, and it begins to kind of roll itself towards you. And as you see this like large wheel like ominously beginning to get closer and closer to it, you see this individual still riding the Ferris wheel, and you see what looks like, I mean, I might as well just show you, this crazed individual with gold embedded into their body, almost like spikes protruding from them, like cackling maniacally. And you have found what is known as the Rust Witch.
Oh.
What in tarnation?
Now, would the Ferris wheel count as an armored target?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm going to look at this and be like, I always hated Ferris wheels, and pull out the bazooka.
Hell yeah.
Panzerfaust.
So the objective is navigate to the fairgrounds or defeat the Rust Witch. You know that the Rust Witch is one of these Ubermensch, and by defeating the Rust Witch, you will kind of advance your characters a little bit, but they are they're not particularly easy to defeat. They are quite powerful beings. This particular Rust Witch seems to emanate an aura of misfortune, and I'm just going to say, as you roll the dice for this encounter, any roll of 1, 2, 3, or 4 counts as a miss.
I am rolling 8 dice.
Okay.
Jesus.
Armored target, and my shoot is 4.
Wow. Okay. I rolled all that. This was a 3.
I didn't roll great, but I did roll a total of 4 successes.
Okay.
I
Fantastic.
can't use specials, so that 6 is just 2 successes.
So why don't you describe as you let loose this rocket launcher towards this Ferris wheel that is barreling its way towards you and your fellow vampires?
I just say I've always hated Ferris wheels. I throw the thing over my shoulder and take I think the stance is very like anime person with a big gun. Just a nice wide, steady stance and fire it off. And,
Okay.
I imagine direct hit.
Yeah, I'm going to say as you hit direct towards the Ferris wheel just like explodes in this inferno, and bits and fragments of the Ferris wheel just kind of get blown off, and the Ferris wheel topples over to the side. And from the wreckage emerges the Rust Witch, now on foot, making their way towards
So
you.
it'd be 1 to clear her challenge rating, right? And then 3 damage to the Rust Witch.
Rust Witch doesn't have a
She
challenge
actually
rating.
doesn't have
Oh.
a challenge rating, yeah.
Mhm.
Then
It's just the
4
objective.
4 hits to the Rust Witch.
Sounds good.
Okay, I want to do something.
Mhm.
So, as the dust starts to clear from the explosion and the collapse of the Ferris wheel, you can just see Chuck standing in the path. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A single tumbleweed rolls. And you were like, where'd that come from?
And head down with the hat kind of blocking his face, hands at his hips to the revolvers,
Mm-hmm.
and then just look up, and there's that like glint of light from somewhere. And I want to duel the Rust Witch.
Heck yeah. All right.
Duel the Rust Witch.
Yeah.
It's a metal song.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. This is definitely shoot, and then add any additional dice per equipment.
Okay. So I get 3 for shoot, and then 1 for my revolvers. And this is very explicitly a duel.
So you get in another one.
Oh no.
Ooh, I did roll high.
I did bad.
Oh no!
That's nothing.
I do gain a blood
yeah.
though.
You might need to use that blood.
I might need to
1 or
use
2?
that
Do
blood.
you get 1 blood per one?
I think it's just if you roll
per
any one.
Yeah, it says
Yeah.
anyone's.
Okay, so you are going to take 3 hits.
This was supposed to look so cool.
I know. There's like, I don't think there's any like reroll mechanics or anything. It's like it is just
No.
what it is.
I have an advancement that changes your pool, but
So you know what?
I think
I'm
that's only
actually
for me.
I'm just gonna lean into this.
Mhm.
You like pull out your pistols,
Yeah.
you know, at the right time as the Rust Witch emerges from the wreckage, and you kind of, do you have 2 pistols?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go and you like click your pistols, and it's just like,
Misfire.
and you look down at your pistols, and like they're just slowly starting to rust in your hands, and like the kind of mechanisms are starting to like disintegrate in your hands.
Oh shit.
And
My ladies.
the Rust Witch is going to do 1 injury, 4, and 3.
Uh-oh.
So I'll say, yeah, you mark this one, that one, and then I'll just say choose 1 additional one of your choice. Probably you would want to go here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so your last stand only activates when all six.
When
of
all
these
six,
Okay.
yeah.
Mhm. So I can use my cowboy hat
Okay.
and mark it as an injury to ignore an injury or being
Fantastic.
downed, but the hat is destroyed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna game this a little bit. I'm gonna choose the last one that doesn't give me a
Debility or whatever.
Yeah,
So
debility.
what are the injuries that you marked?
I marked flesh wound
Okay.
for one, and then I marked mauled
Okay. So I'm going to say the rust witch kind of like maybe
and my hat.
levitates some
My
like
hat.
like fragments of metal and just start like hurling metal fragments towards you, and you just get like
And you know, like in the cowboy movie where they just get shot through the hat
yeah.
and it falls off their head? Yeah, that's what happens.
So you managed to survive this onslaught of like basically Magneto throwing fragments of metal at you, and your guns are beginning to rust, which actually I will resolve in a moment. But before that happens, who hasn't gone yet?
That was my favorite hat.
I think Flint is going to use his improvised projectile move. So I spend 1 blood to chuck something large and heavy a surprising distance. So Flint's going to run over to the bumper cars,
Okay.
grab a bumper car, because a bumper car, I would assume, is, where did I go here? Aerodynamic. It's a vehicle. I think it would have to be.
I guess, yeah, sure. Yeah.
And-
you hurt.
Generous.
And yeah.
You have to throw it directly overhead, though.
Yes. And just, yeet that bumper car at...
Is a bumper car aerodynamic? Why not?
Okay, maybe the like lead car on the roller coaster.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's probably more aerodynamic. So would that be a
Log.
brawl?
The whole
Or
log flume.
the whole log flume. Would that be a brawl?
Yes.
And then I'm adding 2 for improvised projectile and aerodynamic,
Okay.
and removing a blood. So 4, 5, 6.
Okay, I got 3 hits.
Oh dang!
Oh,
6, 5, 5, 5. I got 4 with 2 6s. No, yeah, 3 5s and
So-
a 6. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, 4s count as a miss.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 3 hits coming towards you as shards of metal start making their way towards you. How do you want to do this?
I will defend 2 hits and do 3 damage.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and you're going to take 1,
Mhm.
right? 5.
The one I didn't want to do. I'm eviscerated. I can't use plus dice.
Ooh. Okay. So you do get cut by one of the fragments of metal that gets launched towards you, but you just literally hurl this giant, like, what was it?
I think we landed on the log flume.
The log flume. Yeah. And it just like hits right squarely at the rust witch, and she just gets like knocked back into the ground. She's not defeated yet, but that did quite some damage. So that leaves Astrid.
okay. Rustwitch is looking pretty bad.
Mhm.
I'm going to summon some rats to overcome this witch and bite and scratch her, and by using animal fetters, which we've decided does not hurt animals, but it can control animals.
Control animals, use them momentarily to your advantage. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe this might be a stretch. What if, I know this isn't the optimal roll, but what if you rolled like con or something? Or maybe if you want, you could roll like terrify. If you're using the rats more as like, they scurry around the rust witch and just cause panic and like mayhem.
Yeah, I guess, let's do that.
I think con is like lying, isn't it?
Yeah. There's no like because there's no persuade roll. Yeah.
So terrify, and then spirit fetters, and then
2 more
3 more.
or 3 more. Ooh, yeah.
Oh dang!
Ooh, but I got a big roll.
Hold on. 5, 6, 5, 6.
Okay. So this is
beans. Your 4s count, but mine don't.
You've got 6 on 5.
Oh, I got a 6. So I'm gonna.
You got 2 6s.
I got 2 6s, but I'm gonna use a special. I'm gonna reduce the GM's attack dice by 3.
Ooh.
Oh.
okay.
So I will block with these 2, and then give the rust witch, I guess, 2 hits.
Okay, and then you're gonna take the 2.
No, I blocked.
Oh, sorry. I totally. Yeah. Okay, so you do 2 hits. Sorry.
If Taylor uses all of the hits on the rust witch and the rust witch dies, does Taylor still take the hits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, actually, yeah, I'll use.
So you could. Yeah.
I'll do 3 hits, and I'll take 1, and so I'll actually hit it for 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do just enough, but you do get a bit of return fire from the rust witch. You're gonna take 1.
Oh no, my spirits are cowed. My spirits! No!
But
I'm
with
feeling
that,
disheartened.
why don't you go ahead and describe how you defeat this rust witch using your swarm of rats?
The rats swarm the rust witch, so you can't even see a part of the rust witch left. Like it's all just rats swirling around in a miasma of rats, and then the rats slowly dissipate, and the witch is gone. Except for shards of metal that are just like clank, 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 clank.
And then you hear a voice that goes, "And a melody."
Fantastic. So with that, the four of you circle around the rust witch, and whatever remnants there are of the rust witch, you kind of like take bits and pieces and you just sink your teeth into the rust witch and you drain whatever blood is left of the rust witch.
You grab the rats. Oh no, we're not going to hurt animals.
Which interestingly tastes like stinging nettles, pop rocks, and tonic water.
Ew.
And
Hey, it's not bad.
I'm going to say,
Why is it spicy?
just for flavor, all of you gain 1 blood.
Nice.
And on top of that, you now get to choose 1 advancement after you
Okay.
have drunk the blood of an Ubermensch.
Ooh. Should we say what they are?
Yeah, why don't if you know what they are?
Oh yeah, I know what mine is. I'm going to take the bone armor. After you roll your dice pool, before you discard dice, reduce the GM's successful attack dice by 1 for each one you roll.
Okay.
Trying to figure out which one would be most useful, but I do have one called Lashing Tongue. Spend 1 blood. Your strong prehensile tongue extends several yards out of your mouth. Plus 1 to restrain.
Because I'm so into
Be
the
fun.
one that's probably the most useful for me is Feed on Fear, which is when you reduce the threat rating to 0, gain 3 blood. But I'm not going to do that because it's more thematic to take Rat Swarm after having just seen that.
You're like, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I too could rat swarm.
As I'm feeding, I just like stand up and like the rats start climbing up onto my shoulders. I just have rats on my shoulders.
I'm going to take Nightmare Regeneration. I'm going to clear a marked injury when I roll a 6.
Okay. So yeah, you can mark that. That is now active for you for the rest of the game.
I
Leigh.
will
So going
spend.
to-
I will spend a blood to get rid of my.
So you have to spend 3 blood.
I'll spend 3 blood to get rid of my spirits cowed.
Okay, cool. So you use the freshly drank blood from the rust witch to invigorate yourself and heal your wounds.
I adjust my hair to cover my weird gross eye.
I go, ah!
Pull your beret down over it.
So Leigh, something I wanted to resolve just at the end of the round. Your pistols,
Yeah.
how many uses do they have?
I had 3 left.
Okay, I would like you to mark an additional use as a result of them kind of jamming and rusting from this encounter.
Not Betsy and Maria. My girls.
But you haven't marked all uses, so you can still continue. You maybe kind of wipe them clean of some, you unjam them.
I gotta stop and clean my guns.
And with that, you continue your way through the fairgrounds to the other side, where you find the entrance to the metro station, which you can take and go underground. And I think underground. Would the metro be underground?
I think in
Yeah.
Paris
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. It's kind of like the London
Yeah.
trains. So you go down, and through the metro, you will be able to kind of navigate your way towards the Eiffel Tower, where upon reaching the Eiffel Tower, you will hopefully scale and find your way towards Hitler and defeat him. And for now, that is where we will end this episode. Thank you for listening. And here's a song from a band we like.
Inevitably, you're gonna hurt me. I know you won't mean to, but you're going to. It's not your fault that I bruise easily. The blows ain't heavy, but they cut through. I don't wanna own you. I just wanna show you how free we can be out on the fringe of all the things we don't wanna do. We don't wanna say, don't wanna be like them anyway. On the same plane because we self-contained, got no time to point fingers or to lay blame. Been a long time since I've been met online by someone who don't ask me to dim my flame.
That was Heavy Blow by Deborah Jean Creelman here on Dungeon Punks. And earlier in the episode, you heard Apollo Ghosts and their song Strawberry Moon. If you liked this episode, please give us a 5-star rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or whatever you use for your podcast app. You can also now find us on YouTube, so go there and do all the YouTube things like smashing the bell and subscribing and stuff. Or if you want to just do it the old-fashioned way, tell a friend about us. Word of mouth always helps. If you want to go the extra mile, you can support Dungeon Punks on Patreon for only $5 of your American dollars per month. You'll get talkback episodes, bonus games, and more goodies. The other week, we just put up a bunch of our interpretations of the Uwu Cutie, for example. Check that out at patreon.com/dungeonpunks. If you want to chat with us, you can hit us up on our Discord channel or find us on social media. Links to all of that is in the description. Dungeon Punks was produced by Kirk Hamilton for the 604 Podcast Network.
Macy's has all of your Grill Master essentials for Father's Day. Stop by to get our hand-trimmed chicken breast and certified Angus beef patties that are ready to grill, so Dad can have his favorite dinner. Make sure to browse our bakery to find the perfect no-work Father's Day treat with our decadent peanut butter bars or famous donuts. Right now, you can get boneless beef ribeye steaks for $12.99 per pound at Macy's. Shop these Father's Day essentials in-store or online at Macys.com through June 18th. Macy's, happy shopping!